right, so Sandra Fenway is here with business. Hello, Sandra.
Hello, Israel. Driverless car, keyless cars. I don't know. I have ghosts to clear on the payroll.
Okay, you go ahead.
All right. Hello. Good evening. My name is Sandra Esinamapeno. As always, I'm here for business. About 95% of ghost names on the public payroll has been cleared. It follows various audits and forensic exercises over the years to clear the payroll of persons that are not actually working in the public sector. There's more in this report.
The amount of money the state spent on paying public sector workers has been described as a big challenge for government. This is due to the rising bill for this expenditure. According to the 2019 budget, the country is setting aside about 22 billion Ghana cedis to pay workers after years of significant increase. It is believed that it has been a major challenge for government in terms of utilization for its finances. But speaking to Joy Business, the Controller and Accountant General, Kwesi Quinin Bosompin, tells Joy Business the move will help the country make some savings when it comes to the wage bill.
Last year, we had a nationwide exercise with Auditor General to enumerate all government workers on the payroll. We did it from Accra to Bolga. We did it for every government worker. And as we speak, the report is ready. And I believe the Auditor General will attest to the fact that enough has been done to remove ghost names from the payroll. The exercise that took place, if it's anything to go by, I would say about 95% of such ghost names are no more ghosts.
He has also been talking about measures that have been implemented to help prompt payment of public sector wages.
Now we go strictly by the payroll timetable. And at times we even pay a day or two before the due date. So it's something that we don't even talk about it. It's thing of the past, total.
In a related development, the department is also fast-tracking the adoption of the International Public Sector Accounting Standards when it comes to the preparation of public finance and accounts in the country.
Away from that, a delegation from the Development Bank of South Africa has begun a business roadshow in the country to identify key infrastructure areas to finance. According to the bank, the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement presents an opportunity for international businesses to partner local firms. Head of the delegation and Group Chief Executive of the Development Bank of South Africa in charge of transactions, Zodwa Mbele, spoke to Joy Business at the Ghana Investment Summit 2019, organized by the South African High Commission.
The Development Bank of South Africa has promised to improve upon its development agenda in Africa, with Ghana as the gateway. The bank sees Ghana's economic growth as a boost to attract other international firms into the country. Speaking to Joy Business at the sidelines of the Ghana Investment Summit 2019, Group Chief Executive of the Development Bank of South Africa in charge of transactions, Zodwa Mbele, explains that Ghana's economic growth will need an accelerated infrastructure development, the decision to partner government.
With the economic infrastructure being in place, it catalyzes the economy further. And if you look at how Ghana is also positioned, you know, it's a gateway for some of the West African markets. So if you develop Ghana, you'll essentially be developing just more than one country around the West African market.
Yeah. She also has been explaining how some of the areas of interest for the bank has been.
So when we talk transport has got different infrastructure within it, which is rail, it could be road, transport could be roads themselves, the construction of the roads. Ports is also part of the transport infrastructure. So we look into those that stimulate the economic development, and you need that. If you look at the ICT specifically, we talk about telecommunications. It's very key for any economy to thrive, you know. Without telecommunication, it would be impossible to communicate and to also put, you know, facilities that can be automated. If you look at the port can be monitored through some automative processes. You need a sound and a strong backbone of the telecommunication infrastructure.
Ghana is among the first countries to ratify the Continental Free Trade Agreement, making it a founding member of the deal. The Development Bank of South Africa also wants to use the country to develop into other parts of the continent.
Shareholders of Standard Chartered Bank have earned dividends of 1 cedis 4 pesewas per share, amounting to 20% of the bank's profits. This is one of the highest payouts in the history of the industry so far, despite recording a high amount of non-performing loans to the tune of 100.8 million Ghana cedis.
The dividend payout was announced at the bank's annual general meeting after the bank recorded a profit before tax of some 325.9 million Ghana cedis. Kweku Nimfa Esuman is the Chief Financial Officer of Standard Chartered Bank.
We are going by our own policy, our dividend policy, that when you make profits, you have to reward your shareholders. So that's what we are going straight up according to our policy. Now, before you pay dividend, you have to look at what will happen to your capital adequacy. You know, we have a high capital adequacy, so we did all the mathematics, and we think we are of the view that this is what we can use it to give to our shareholders, so that we can appreciate what the kind of sacrifice that they have done for us as a company.
The bank's impairments, however, shot up from 9.5 million Ghana cedis in 2017 to 100.8 million Ghana cedis in 2018. Chief Executive Officer of the bank, Mansa Nete, therefore backed Bank of Ghana's call for a financial court to help reclaim loans.
In terms of impairments, you know, the environment is challenging, and I think that if you're aware that sometimes the cases in court, so the fact that the central bank had asked us to write off doesn't necessarily mean that we will not pursue those loans. I mean, it's incumbent in us that we pursue those loans as well. But the environment is such that sometimes the cases do take a long time in courts, and actually supports the governor's stance to sort of create a special court to look at these cases. So it's something that I support and laud the governor for trying to push.
She noted the bank will be leveraging digitization to expand and improve profitability. For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklu.
Mobile money interoperability transactions have hit over 95 million cedis just a year after its launch. This is according to the Payment System Statistical Report published by the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement Systems GIPS. I have more on that in a compilation of local stories coming up next in our summaries.
The Payment System Statistics Report published by the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement System GIPS has revealed that just a year after its launch, mobile money interoperability, a system that makes mobile money transactions among different networks possible, has hit 95.88 million Ghana cedis in value for the first quarter of 2019.
All right, so that's all for business for now, but I have more business news after 8 p.m.